Kia ora, everyone. My name is Vitor. I'm the marketing manager for channel development here at Microsoft, and I'm going to be your host today for the June edition of the MPN webinar series, which, by the way, is the last webinar that we have at our fiscal year. So this is the last week of our last fiscal month. So lots of things happening and a lot to be announced in July, which is going to be the beginning of the year. So the agenda for today, you have some great guests. I'm going to open up with some top of mind for June, followed by training and events that we have got coming up in July and August. Then we have Paul Balkett, Territory Channel Manager, talking about the new partner agreement for cloud solution providers. It's coming up in September, so some major updates happening. He's going to cover all of that. Then we have Anna Lin, which is our Education Channel Manager, talking about the Microsoft Student Accelerator program and how you can get engaged and take part on this great program. And to wrap up, Marcel Ferreira, Partner Technology Architect for Dynamics Finance and Operations, talking about the Business Application Summit, which happened in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. So he's going to give a recap of some of the cool things he saw in Atlanta and what's coming. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the content. Please, if you have questions, use the chat box. The slides will be shared tomorrow over Yammer, and the recording will be published in a couple of days at YouTube, at the New Zealand Partner YouTube channel. All the links that are on the presentation, so this runs on Teams, which is pretty cool. So if there's any link on the slides, you can click straight on those links and you're going to be taken to the respective web page. Or you can wait to get the slides and check all the links. But if you cannot wait to check something, just click on the links on your screen. And please make sure you keep your microphone on mute. We appreciate that. So top of mind for June, as I mentioned, we have literally 2 business days to go for the end of our fiscal year. Starts in June, finishes in July. And what that means, first, big focus on closing for everyone here at Microsoft, all the sellers, partner team, everyone is engaged on closing deals and opportunities that have been working throughout the year. So you guys know how we roll, and you're probably involved on some of those opportunities that we're working. So big focus to close the year, which what has been a great year so far, being really honest. Second thing, we are working hard on plans for the next fiscal year. So stay tuned. Over the next couple of weeks, there will be some major announcements happening for various products, programs, and everything in between, everything that we do here at Microsoft. So this is the moment that we are working on plans for marketing, for our products out of the corporation on the US, training, events, all of that. So lots of updates coming up soon. I really recommend you join the July edition of the webinar, which is going to be just after Inspire and Ready, where we're going to have lots of announcements that are lined up for that conference. And the third item that I mentioned, which I briefly cover, is July is the month that we have our major internal and partner conference. So Microsoft Inspire for our partners happening 2 weeks from now. We have the record number of New Zealand partners going to the US this year. More than 130 partners joining us. So it will be great to see you guys there. And we also have Ready, which is the internal Microsoft conference for Microsoft employees, where we have all the guidance and discuss the strategy and initiatives for the next year. So lots
We
happening
should
over the next.
we should add. It's Paul Bowkett speaking. Hi everyone. We should add. It's not too late to join us at Microsoft Inspire. It is in Vegas after all. It's a great excuse to come away and yeah.
With that, if you are still considering joining us, or if you are already joining us, if you are confirmed to have your tickets booked, make sure you join us this Friday morning for a Know Before You Go session, which is going to be presented by Pip. So Pip Simeon will be leading the New Zealand, the Kiwi partner team in Vegas. So she's gonna cover lots of important things you should know if you're going or if you're planning to go. If you're still thinking about it, make sure you join. There will be some great information shared. So I hope the ones going already have that on their agenda. But if not, make sure you add this to your agenda and join us on Friday morning. So
Yeah, I would just add as well that I mean Vito's already mentioned there's 135 odd people from New Zealand, but that's across about 75 partners. So if your business revolves around working with other partners, or you're thinking about building relationships or wanting to offer other services in the market, we believe that partner to partner value proposition is very strong, and so Inspire is a great place to kind of get there and hear it from the Microsoft top people, but then also to connect with New Zealand partners actually that are there as well. So yeah,
thanks, Paul. And it's also an opportunity to catch up with Paul in person in Vegas.
over a
Cool.
beer.
That's even better. So a quick one. Now that we're moving to our new fiscal year, is the time that we review everything we do, and uh, I would kindly ask you guys to take 2 minutes of your time, maybe less than that, after the webinar, to provide some feedback on how the MPN webinar is going for you. And also, there are basically three questions, and we just want to understand if the content is being relevant to you guys. There is an open box where you can mention topics you want to see moving forward. We want to make sure that we are presenting content that's relevant to you guys. And I heard some comments, so just want to put it out there. Some people mentioned if there would be possible to change the dates or the week we run the webinar. That's totally possible, but we want to hear if you guys believe that maybe then not the last week of the month, if we should change that to another date or another week, let us know. We will hear the feedback and see if there are lots of requests. We are happy to change that. We avoid changing it too much because every time we change, a lot of people misunderstand it. They join the wrong call. There's always some trouble that comes with that. But if you guys believe that we should change, if it's going to be better for everyone, we don't want to impact your routine. We want to make this relevant, but we want that to fit on your agenda. So take the time to provide some feedback. We really really appreciate. And as I mentioned, three questions, super easy. Moving forward, I'll cover some updates around training initiatives. It has been a great year, and during July and August, we're gonna have a lot happening online. So just want to give you guys a heads up that we have more than 10. Okay, I'm just looking at your question, Herman. I'll cover that in a second. So just want to let you guys know that there's a lot happening in July and August. We have just updated the training calendar at the Partner Hub with the courses coming up. A lot around modern workplace, around intelligent cloud with Azure, some in-person events and conferences as well. So check it there. I'm not going to cover each and every one of them because there's a lot, but stay tuned. And this calendar uh, is being updated on a weekly basis. So if you check and there's not much happening, make sure to check the next week because we are updating this as we move forward. One event that I think it's worth mentioning is a partnership between Ingram and Microsoft that's taking place in July here at Auckland, where we're going to talk about SQL Server and Azure Data Services. This is on the back of SQL Server 2008 end of support, which is coming up next month. So great opportunity to be talking to our customers about moving from SQL Server on-premises to the cloud and what are the options available with Azure and also migration tools. So there are lots of migration tools available to help you migrate database to the cloud. So 23rd of July, it's going to be a morning session. I'm going to have breakfast starting at 8:30 until 11 a.m. Here at the Microsoft Auckland office. So if you're interested, make sure you register because we have limited seats. Another thing I just want to briefly cover, I mentioned that on previous webinars, but the transition that we were having on Microsoft official exams and certification completed, finally concluded as of now. So from the 1st of July onward, we highly recommend you guys having a look at that. So there are new exams available for our solution areas divided by apps and infrastructure, data and AI, modern workplace and business applications. There are transition exams available if you have one of the exams being retired and want to transition to the newest ones. So those transition exams will be available for a limited period, and you can always go for the full exams, which have updated digital badging for you to share on digital platforms, websites, LinkedIn, and this is also impacting MPN competencies. So from the 1st of July onward, uh, almost all our competencies will have updated requirements. So everything that's in green will have updated requirements from the 1st of July, and that's going to be a major thing for you guys to maintain or achieve silver or gold competence with Microsoft. So have a look at that, and I'll share the link in a minute where you can check what are the new requirements and what are the new exams and how to study and prepare for those, right? So I created a blog post that featured the partner blog within New Zealand Partner Hub, talking about the certification roadmap, what's changing, why we're changing that, uh, changes to the MPN competencies, online platforms available in learning paths. So there's a lot of learning paths available as of now for many of the new exams. Most of them are free and online, so you guys can start studying straight away and prepare for those exams. With that, I would like to hand over to Paul Balkett, who's going to talk about the new partner cloud solution provider agreement. So, Paul.
Thanks, Vitor. It's going to take control as well of your presentation. Awesome. Well, hi guys. It's great to be back on this call. I haven't done one of these for a little while. Been off doing some other things. It's great to see some familiar names in the attendee list. So, for those that don't know me, my role is, as you can see on the screen, territory channel manager. So I kind of broadly look after our broad partner ecosystem and channel strategies, if you like. And a lot of this, of course, revolves around CSP. And so hopefully all of you know what CSP is. If you don't, then we've done something wrong. But what we're doing is when we launched CSP, it really started off as just a way for Office 365 to be sold by partners through a distribution model. And the program really now has it's really taken on kind of a life of its own is probably not quite the right term, but our future strategy or our strategy right now and going forward at Microsoft is enterprise agreements for companies more than 500 seats where they need on-prem software and lots of other stuff, and then CSP for everything else. That is absolutely our go-forward strategy. So if anyone has any questions about or doubts that CSP isn't the right thing, you can pretty much rest assured that we are putting a significant amount of investment into CSP. And over the last few months, we've made even further announcements that further validate that. I'm going to come to the agreement part in a moment, but the one big thing that we're doing is we're bringing to CSP third-party products, ISV solutions, things that are in the Azure marketplace. Those things will start to flow into the CSP pricing commerce engine, and then ISVs themselves that are listed in AppSource, which is our global business marketplace, can choose to have their apps available in different countries and in through different partners. So I could be an ISV in the UK that's written an event management system that runs on Azure, and that ISV could put that event management system into the CSP price list, and then have a CSP provider in New Zealand sell that. And so we're opening up this whole ecosystem a lot more. And really the main kind of reason to do that is to be a single one-stop shop for the consumption of online cloud services. Dave, I'll come to your question just in a moment when I've done this a little bit here about as a cost manager, I think it's what you're referring to. And so as part of this, what we need to do is introduce a new partner agreement. So today, when you transact CSP licenses, you're bound by the MPN agreement and the Microsoft customer agreement for customers, and whatever terms you have with your CSP provider. I'm referring to CSP resellers here, not CSP direct providers. And so what we're doing is we're moving a whole bunch of our existing agreements and consolidating them into one agreement. So let me go through just a bit of what the goal is and kind of what this really means for people. I don't want to spend too much time on it. It shouldn't be too onerous for most of you, but there are a couple of really important dates and things that I do want to make sure everyone takes away from this. So basically, where we're going to end up post-September is a single unified agreement, which is completely digital, which covers all of the terms and conditions around how you transact and purchase CSP, the compliance and data privacy requirements that Microsoft adheres to. And a lot of this is because Microsoft runs on trust. And so we want to make sure, we want to guarantee to our customers that when a partner sells something to them of an online service that we operate, that the partner is also bound by the same terms. And that is to ensure that when you move into Partner Center, you have full control over partners' environments through delegated administration. And we want to ensure that we have the right security levels in place to handle that. And we're enforcing, as an example, we're enforcing multi-factor authentication. We're enforcing a whole bunch of new security requirements with Partner Center that are coming online either now or shortly. And so some of the agreement stuff is around that. Some of it's about just bringing together a bunch of separate agreements today into the one agreement. And so what does that really mean for you guys? Well, basically, if you're a CSP direct bill partner today, you can sign the new agreement from the 1st of September onwards in the Partner Center portal. If you're a indirect provider, that's one of our distributors. We'll be talking to you separately about this as well, but there'll be a new agreement for you. And then as an indirect reseller, this is really the new part here, this point 3 on the second table, is the ability essentially for you to now sign an agreement with Microsoft that covers you and helps protect your customers as well. Now the key dates on this is that we'll be in preview end of July, and we'll have it available on September the 1st for partners to sign. You do not need to do it until January the 31st. But if you have not signed the agreement by January 31st, you will not be able to place or change orders through a CSP provider. So if you use either Ingram, Dicadata, Exceed, Ripe, or Umbrella as the partner that you, or the provider that you purchase Microsoft Cloud Services or licensing from today, you will not be able to transact anything beyond January 31st without signing the agreement. And so it's super important to be aware of that date. And how you do this is if you are already in Partner Center. So for those of the people that don't know what I mean by Partner Center, we are moving all Microsoft partners from the old Microsoft Partner Membership Center, PMC as it was known, which was the old portal or tool that you managed your competency payments, your certifications, and other kind of things to do with your Microsoft relationship. We're moving all of that into Partner Center, which is partnercenter.microsoft.com, which is our portal for managing CSP subscriptions, customer support tickets, incentives, plus all of the competencies. There's a huge amount of stuff. Partner Center becomes the single place that you use to manage your entire relationship with Microsoft. It's where we send leads through. It's where you set up your business profile to market yourself to the world. It's where you manage competencies. It's where you have certifications and people linked to your accounts. It's where you manage customers. It's where you log support tickets. Everything to do with Microsoft online services. And that Partner Center tool is going to expand and expand and expand. We're putting more and more stuff in there, including the aforementioned things around third-party products and things like that. So if you haven't had an email to date inviting you to move to Partner Center, you can trigger it yourself. and I think I've got a link in this deck which you'll get access to in Yammer after this call. But you can initiate the process yourself. But what happens at the moment is when your MPN agreement date comes up for renewal, you'll be sent an email saying it's now time to move to Partner Center. And when you move to Partner Center, you agree to the Partner Center terms. And then as part of this new process from the 1st of September onwards, you'll have the ability to accept the new Microsoft Partner Agreement. So I hope that makes sense. The CSP indirect providers in the market in New Zealand, Ingram, Dicker, Exceed, Ripe, and Umbrella, will be reaching out to most of you to ensure that this has been done as well, because it will impact your ability to transact with them after January the 31st. So hopefully that all makes sense. And I'm just going to show a couple of screenshots of what it looks like. So if you're in Partner Center already, this is what Partner Center looks like. You've got, by the way, the people that haven't been through this, and there's probably some people on the call that have been through the business verification process, because when you have a Partner Center account, it's managed through Azure Active Directory, and it basically manages all of the interaction you have with customer tenants. It means it's quite a high security, privacy requirement. And so we validate and we verify who your company is. We make sure your domain matches your company name, your official company name, and your Azure Active Directory domain as well. And so, so that we can guarantee who you are, basically. So you need to go through the verification process when you move to Partner Center. Once you're in here, you can then go in and you'll be able to accept the partner agreement. So you'll see on the screen here, you'll see the accept and continue button. Super straightforward to be able to do. I'm just going to pause there because I see there's a couple of little pop-up questions here. So Dave Jackson's asking, you won't need to be global admin on a client 10. Actually, that's available today. Dave, we have had delegated administration for a long time on customers' tenants. You should never, in fact, if anybody's using global admin for customer tenants, you're doing it wrong, is what I would say. Sorry, Dave, to pick on you there. Yeah, so make sure you're using Partner Center and delegated administration. It used to be run through the old Office 365 Partner Admin Center. We moved all of that to Partner Center some time ago. Is Deal Reg available in Partner Center? No, Barry. Deal Reg is not coming to Partner Center just at the moment. I'm assuming you're talking about Partner Sales Connect. That is something that is being worked on. I know it's in the roadmap, but it's some ways off. And thank you, Josh, for calling out that Dicker Data has already run these webinars for your resellers. Awesome stuff. Okay, so just lastly, while I quickly finish off, Dave, I will come to your as a cost manager question. So the other part of this, what we're doing is we're launching a new customer agreement. So some of you are probably aware that we now require what's called a attestation to the Microsoft customer agreement through Partner Center. We're actually bringing together a single customer agreement that will apply for all programs, or not all programs, that's not quite true, but it's expanded customer agreement that covers Azure Marketplace and third-party products and a whole lot of other things. And so there will be a slightly new requirement for customers around this as well. And you'll see it's an evergreen agreement, so customers will be able to purchase and then buy through that agreement. They'll be able to buy different services from different organizational partners, different providers, different third-party ISVs, and even buy direct from Microsoft with that same agreement if they so chose to do. So yeah, just be aware of that. And just, yeah, I guess this is just a real summary here of that. So yeah, covers Microsoft and third-party products, and it will include the ability to potentially in the future, if we need to, provide special concessions or discounts for customers. We'll have a facility to do that. For those of you who have been asking us about discounting in CSP, it's very hard to do at the moment. But these new vehicles will allow us to be able to do this stuff a little bit easier, both the customer and the partner agreement. Okie doke. So next steps, if you're a CSP direct bill partner, you from the late July and then from the 1st of September, you'll be able to sign the agreement automatically in the portal. I recommend doing it straight away. If you're a CSP reseller who's already moved to Partner Center, then look out for that new partner agreement in there from the 1st of September onwards. And if you're a CSP reseller and you haven't yet moved to the new Partner Center, you can do that with the link on the screen here, which we'll share around on Yammer. And I just recommend if you do need support on anything to do with your Microsoft Partner Network account, please just jump on that link there, aka.ms/RSC. It stands for Regional Support Center. That'll take you to a page online where you can log a ticket directly with the team. I always recommend going on and doing a chat session or log a ticket directly online rather than calling them. I think it's easier because then you get a ticket number automatically, and you can kind of engage through an email correspondence motion with it. Okay, so that's kind of me on that. I'll just go back to quickly Dave's question around cost manager. So Dave, the motion today with CSP is that you can buy Azure through the CSP program, and only you knows what you pay for CSP. We hide the cost of the Azure services in the Azure portal for customers. The intention is that, or the reasoning behind that is that you provide Azure to your customer as a bundled service. You're not really providing them with the cost of the underlying Azure environment. Cost Manager, which is the cloud product we acquired last year, is not available under CSP for customers to use, but you can access azure.cloud.com, I think it is, and you can run that on your environments if you want, or you can talk to your CSP provider about how they can integrate cost management services as well. Hopefully that answers the question, Dave. If not, I'm happy to take that offline as well. Feel free to email me anytime, paul.bowkett@microsoft.com. All right, let's have a look at real quickly and I'll wrap it up. Any more questions here? Delegate admins cut off an increasing number of tasks, converting mailboxes. I'm just quickly scanning the. Yeah, if there's, I'm going to move on. Let the webinar continue. I'll answer some of these questions in the IM window. I'll also give my email of some specific questions here. Actually, John, I see you're commenting. It looks like David's saying something about delegated admin is not providing some of the features that they might need. We might just I just want to look into that a bit further because it doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah, it'd be good to touch base and see where they're actually falling over, because they should be able to do that via delegated admin into the Exchange Admin Center.
Yeah, exactly. And delegated admin essentially impersonates the administrator for the tenant. So, I mean, it obfuscates billing experience, but other than that, it should be everything. Anyway, with that, I am going to pass on to Anna. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Paul. It's always great to have you presenting. And guys, rest assured, we're going to have Paul back in a couple of months' time to deep dive on some more of that. Yeah, there will be a lot of communications coming from us on the next webinars and via Partner Hub and our comms around those changes, which are quite important. So now we have Anna Lim. So Anna, over to you.
Great, thanks, Vitor. Hi, everyone. So I'd like to talk to everyone today about the Microsoft Student Accelerator program. So for those of you who don't know, it's been a program that we've run for the last, I think, 5+ years now, and a little bit about it. So what is MSA? So it's essentially a program for university students where we train them on Microsoft technologies, specifically cloud technologies, and then we facilitate work placement for them over the summer. So this really came about when we heard a lot from our customers and partners who identified the lack of skilled talent coming out of university where it wasn't relevant to what they're trying to do in the industry today. So we really wanted to bridge that gap for students between what they're learning theoretically and in their classroom versus what actually happens when they go into the workplace. So how does it kind of all work? I'll actually touch on some of the customers and partners we've had on the program in the last few years. So on the right, you'll see a list of, or a number of logos out there. So just to call out a few, Datacom, for instance, has always been a big supporter of the program, and they actually use this program entirely to source their interns and graduates in their Auckland office, which is really awesome. And we've got some other partners and customers out there who've really used this program to do any proof of concepts, or if they've got a business problem or a customer need, to have their students work on those problems to come up with a great solution or try something out. And, when we think about these students, 20% of them receive full-time offers after the program. And they've always talked about how it accelerates their career and opportunities after leaving university as well. And I guess that's where everyone on the call comes in, is we're really looking for more employers to join the program this year. And I'll talk you through a little bit about what that really means for you. So this is the year ahead. So how the program works is we have 2 phases of training for our students. We have phase 1, which is pretty much basic training, and that happens from April to July. So we're in the process of phase 1 training at the moment. And then phase 2 training is where we do more advanced stuff and bigger projects with our students. So there's sort of 2 streams that students then go on to after phase 1, which is one around general front back-end development, which has been the program we've run for the last 5+ years. And this year we've pretty much got a new stream around data, AI, and machine learning, and that's something we piloted last year and saw really great success with 2 or 3 customers that we had come on board for that. So pretty much once students go through phase 1 training and then they pass phase 2 training, which involves a bit of theoretical stuff on our platform, as well as submitting projects to really test their understanding of the technology and application of it as well. And if they pass phase 2, they then get invited to what we call employer evening. And this is where our employers get involved. So if you are an employer in the program, you network and meet these students in September. And effectively what you're signing up for is a team of 3 students over the summer. So you'll get to meet the teams and then also provide your preferences around who you want to join your company or organization. And the students also get to provide their preferences, and we match as best we can. And I always make a joke, it's a little bit like a Tinder service where we don't necessarily do any of the legal paperwork or HR. We simply facilitate training for the students and then matching with employees and the student teams over the summer. And then after the matching, it's up to the employer to then organize any NDAs, HR, and so forth. So on to the next one. So we always get asked, what do we actually train them on? And this year we're using a mix of online platforms like our Microsoft Learn platform, GitHub, video tutorials, and in-person boot camps and workshops. And each phase requires a student to submit a practical project in phase 1 and phase 2. But more broadly, we're training them across Azure fundamentals, cognitive services, big data and AI, machine learning, serverless programming, and a lot more. So if you want a really in-depth list of everything we're covering, feel free to email me as well. But more importantly, we're also helping them around soft skills, teamwork, and presentation ability. So we always get asked for this to be included in the training because, it's great being technical, but how do you actually engage with people you work with? How do you work with teams, deal with conflict, and so forth? So that's really important to the program as well. So this is where we go, great, well, what makes a good employer? So firstly, we're looking for an innovative project or proof of concept or something that you can have the student teams work on over a 10-week period. So when you sign up to the MSA program, you're effectively receiving a team of 3 trained students. And our expectation is you can provide some sort of leadership or mentorship and development opportunities for these students over the summer. And I guess this is really important because, you don't really want a student team sitting in the corner of the office not engaging with the rest of the business. So it's really important to have a person that they can check in with throughout the summer. We do get asked if they can work remotely, and that's totally okay as well, as long as they're still engaging with the business regularly. And lastly, what's the expectation around pay? So the program is free to students by Microsoft, so no cost associated for the students, and employers don't pay Microsoft anything either. The only expectation is that employers can cover 1.5K per student over the summer, and this really helps them with transportation costs and any other auxiliary costs associated with participating in work placement. So we do get a range of, some employers provide the 1.5K per student, so that's 4.5K for a whole team, and some employers choose to pay minimum wage or full-time wage as well. I might just go back to this on the project piece. So sometimes we may not necessarily cover everything that you might intend to do in your summer project. So what we really emphasize here is, we really teach these students the ground basics, so they understand at the very minimum, where can they go to learn new stuff? So if you're asking them to do something that isn't covered, they'll know, okay, great. If I want to learn on this piece of technology, I know I can go to these resources to really train myself up to be able to do those things. And I kind of want to talk about previous examples from last year. So we had one project where one of our partners said, insert customer here is looking to engage with their end customer through their website, and they want to be able to search the following XYZ things to really improve the experience for the end customer of that customer. And so what they did is they said, okay, let's treat this as a proof of concept. So they'd given this task to their team of 3, and within a matter of weeks, they were able to come up with pretty much a working proof of concept, which they then productized after that. And then the customer's CIO was extremely happy with the result. Yeah, so it was pretty amazing sort of stuff that they can do. And another example is, one part, well, actually, the customer said to me, hey, Anna, I don't have any technical know-how or anything within our business at the moment. We're looking to hire, but I've got this business need as well. We're looking at all the CCTV footage and really wanting to understand health and safety across our, I'm going to call it, workspace. And so how do we turn that footage into data to then identify the common trends that we need to be looking out for? And so the team of 3 students really figured out how to turn that into usable data and find trends, and then actually turn it into a dashboard that they could then use. Same thing happened. The customer was extremely happy with the result and is now looking at how they can productize that to share that out to other similar organizations as well. So we do see some amazing results with the program. So whether you've got a business need that you want a student team to work on, or you're wanting to test the waters with potential graduate talent, or post-university talent of any sort, this is a really great program for you to get involved in, which really takes me to my next step. So in the next, I think it's 3 weeks from today, we have project submission. So this is essentially where you submit your project idea that you think would be suitable for a student team over the summer. We then take time to review these and ask you any questions or anything like that to make sure it's suitable, and then we confirm your placement as an employer. You'll then get invited to our September employee evening, and there's actually multiple steps along the way that we keep you engaged with. But yeah, that's the next thing to kind of think about. So if this sounds like a really great program for you, my email is anna.lim@microsoft.com. So please feel free to reach out to me or Vitor to find out any more information you might need. I'm also happy to have a one-on-one discussion around potential ideas that you're considering. Yeah, so please give me a call, give me an email, and I'll be happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, and it's great to see this program going on. We have so many cool stories about customers and partners that got involved in the past, and we talk a lot about hiring, recruiting, training, and retaining talent. And this is the opportunity for you guys to get involved on that. And I think we can all play a role on this project and help the IT industry to grow in New Zealand. So thank you, Anna. And if you guys have any questions, reach out to Anna or myself. Now we have the last presenter of the day before we wrap up. So we have Marcel Ferreira. So he's the Partner Technical Architect for Dynamics Finance and Operations here in New Zealand. And he has been to the Business Application Summit 2019 in Atlanta. So Marcel, over to you. Share, how was it?
Thank you, Vitor. It's my pleasure to be here and to share a little bit about how was the Business Application Summit. Okay, so I was a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta, Georgia. We had 2 days of this conference, but the event actually starts before the event. We had a pre-day sessions, which was a Sunday. We had a full day of workshops to talk about Dynamics 365 products and Power Platform in deep with a product team. Very nice, interesting sessions. And also we had hackathon, a great hackathon, great event. It was a great way to warm up for the event, which started on a Monday. So the event itself, this is the second edition. So this is our annual conference, and we talk about Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. It is with customers and partners, and this is a great chance to learn about the momentum of business apps and to see how it's being used in the real life, to learn about the new investments, and to have a look at the upcoming features as well. We had great experts to connect, and it's all about the community, really great. So on the open note, we had James Phillips, which is the corporate vice president for our business application group. And he shared his stories with business leaders and how they are using Dynamics 365 and Power Platform to really transform. And it was really, really great. The point that James made, 2 main points. The first one is the community. He really wanted to celebrate the community. I was on the first edition as well, and it's really great to see how it is growing. About the community, we have about 2 million active members on the community and more than 500 user groups around the world globally. So community is really growing, and this community is driving the changes on the Power Platform and on the investments. James also shared incredible stories about how people are changing lives because of Power Platform. So moving on, giving some context. This was James' point, to give some context about business application and Dynamics 365. So the main point is to talk about a whole. So we are not talking about business application in isolation, but we are talking about the Microsoft Cloud and how all the applications connect to really support your business. And the point that James made, it is that applications fundamentally, they are unchanged. They are form over data, very reactive. This is how it is for the last years. But now we have data. Data is coming to change everything. Because of the data, we can be proactive. We can collect data from everywhere. And this is really the central piece, is data, as you can see in the picture. So with data, we can use the Azure technology to really to do very, very clever things with the data. And we have also the Power Platform. So the Power Platform is a low-code, no-code platform to allow business users to be more productive. This is what they call the digital feedback loop. And over this Power Platform, we have Dynamics 365, which are the business applications. So we have CE, we have F&O to support the operations and the customer engagement. And in the top, we also have ISVs. We have very specialized people building very, very clever solution for specialized and vertical industry segments. And what drives us is these 4 things, which is customers, products, operations, and people. This is really the central piece of business application. And this is what we discussed. We were talking about transformation, really. And it was really cool to see some amazing stories. So this is the context. This is what business application is. And I'm going to share some of the features and some of the announcements that have been made during the session. One cool feature of Dynamics 365 is the mixed reality. We have an out-of-box platform to allow you to do mixed reality on business application context. So we have these 4 main branches: remote assist, layout, product visualize, and guides. And we could see some stories in real life about how they are using to transform business, how customers are using, customers and partners. So we had the story about Malibu Boats. They are manufacturing of boats, and they are using Dynamics 365 to transform the customer experience. They use even since a virtual agent using artificial intelligence to help the customer to learn about the product, to configure it, to create, and to set, to schedule an appointment in real time. And when the customer goes to have a look, he can use mixed reality to visualize the product in real life. So in the picture you can see, we had a demo of that. The customer is using a tablet to visualize a boat that she could configure it and change the colors, change the shape, and see in real life how it's going to be. So they are using this in real life, and they is a very, very amazing story about mixed reality. We also had another customer, which is Alaska Airlines. Here they are using also mixed reality, but they are going a little bit beyond. They are using the HoloLens, and they are using these to training and monitoring the performance of their staff. So aviation has very strict rules, and it's really hard to get people up to speed to learn how to work. So they are using HoloLens and mixed reality to skill up the people, and they can monitor. They can see how they are progressing, where they need to improve. Is really amazing. And even better, you could test this in real life. So they had HoloLens there, and we could try in real life. It was pretty cool. It's really, really cool stuff. And this is not the future. This is happening now. So it was really cool to see that. We also had some new things on financial operation. Financial operation, we had lots of IoT and sensors connected. Really, really amazing stories. And what connects all these business applications together is really the Power Platform, is where we see lots of growth. And we had the most impressive story and the most impressive announcement. We announced the new AI Builder, which is basically you can build AI, you can use artificial intelligence and train models using no code, low code, no code. It's really cool. And we have a customer using this already, which is Pepsi. So what Pepsi is doing, they are going through a business transformation, and they are using Power Platform for that. And they started on 2017, and they saved roughly $500,000 just using Power Platforms. If you include all Microsoft tools, they managed to save more than $1 million US. And what they have done is they had a manual process. They had to go to the stores and count the inventory to see how many items they used to have. And they created an app using a Power App to do this work. So they had a manual process, and they completely automated using this new tool, AI Builder. It's really cool. I really recommend you to have a look. So those are the announcements. Over the conference, we had lots of sessions, more than 300 sessions, technical, non-technicals, lots of people. Great chance to connect and to see people that you talk over emails and in conferences, to learn about the product roadmap, and also to meet with the product team and give direct feedback. So really amazing, really, really cool to be there for the second time. And the next year we will have it again. We have a date already and a place, and I see you there in California. And if you want to have a look on this session, you can reach this website. All the sessions, they are available on demand. So if you want to learn more about business applications, please have a look. And that's me. So handing over back to Vitor, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Marcel. It's just great to see the momentum we have with Dynamics, and especially Power Platform. I have had so many conversations with customers and partners about Power Platform and all the opportunities and the great things that these solutions enable. So great to see that's happening. Stay tuned. We're going to have some training coming around Power Platform and the whole Dynamics 365 suite over the next couple of months. And if you do have questions around Dynamics 365 F&O, if you need some help with that, reach out to myself, reach out to Marcel, and we can help you with that solution. So moving to the end of our presentation, just wrapping up. Once again, thanks for your time, and thanks for a great year. We have 2 more business days to close our financial year here at Microsoft, but it has been an incredible year. Lots of new solutions on the market, lots of great customer deals with you guys, with your support. So many thanks for everything you guys do. And just opening up for questions. If you have any question, if you need any help, if you have suggestions of topics you want to see in July, let us know. And make sure you join us again in July because there will be lots of announcements post Inspire and Ready. So thank you. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes and have a great afternoon.